All right, now then we've knocked down that real thick edge in there, and we have different platforms now. And that's just from the process of chipping that thick edge back. Now then, we're going to come up in here and start taking these natural platforms, ridges, coming back. We're going to work this part, and then come back and catch the middle. Now, get the tip up here first. One little flake. Move down the striking platform right here. Coming right back this. Edge up so you can see it good and catch this lip. Follow through. Right there's your flake. Now we're going to come down to the bottom. Right here's our platform right there. Right up this ridge right here. Trim that back just a little bit right here, setting this next edge up. Setting this next edge here up. Take this one right here and come right back, that ridge right there, and come right back this face. Edge up. Trim that back just a little bit. So this sets up this striking platform right here to come right up and finish out the rest of this. Edge up. Right on across. Now we're going to come up here and take this one. A little bit of trim flakes, kind of blend things in, strengthen that edge just a little bit. Now we're going to come back over to this side here. I'm going to take this flake down here at the base. Right there. I need to get that base thinned out, remember? Now we're going to do a short flake in here because this has a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a valley in there. So we're just going to do just little bitty flakes. Just kind of blend into that valley right there just a little bit. I'm going to come up here at the top. It has just kind of the same thing. It had just a little bit of a valley or trough out in there. Little short flakes up in there to blend that in, to give it a nice smooth transition now to come from here back up into this other flake. Yeah, right there. And I don't like that angle. It has just a little bit of a knot right there. And it may have went through it, but that knot will add strength to it. And we don't need the extra strength. It had just a little bit of an angle back there. And that angle would act kind of like an I-beam on a piece of steel. Now then, that opened that edge up. That's a lot cleaner. So right here was where we struck. Now then, remember I told you I had this dip right in there. And this is a good example to show you how these flakes will travel ridges. It's very, very predictable normally. As long as everything's set up right, you follow through on your swinging things, you can almost tell exactly what the flake's going to do before it comes off. So this flake right here, it came in. We have this low spot right here from where the original flake was from the other side. It came in and it hit that hill that's on the opposite side over here. It hit that hill, cut through it, and that had a ridge that hooked around, because this in here was a valley, so you have this ridge, and it followed along that ridge. Even though the direct energy was directed this way, that energy came out. That energy did on the flake. All right. So the way that works is that energy, you have this ridge. It's tough to hold this flake into place and before you see it. But you have this ridge right here. So it's lower over here. And you have a higher ridge here, and it's flatter over here. So you have more of a ridge here. So you're cutting through more material over here. So what's happened is this energy is slow coming through here. Okay, and it's coming around and hooking around and hitting this flat area back in here. Now then, on the other side, it's coming in here, and it doesn't have near the resistance. So that energy over here is running pretty fast. It runs right on up, it hits this ridge, falls along this ridge, hooks back around, and this over here is traveling. And this side over here, chances are, this over here, since it's going through less mass, is traveling faster than this side over here. So that's creating that hook effect on that ridge. If that makes sense. Strengthen that up a little bit because that flake really came out and expanded along that. So it created that little valley that was in there again. So we need to trim that back just a little bit. Now I'm going to come over here, take this back up this ridge. So I have my platform set up. Right here's going to be my striking edge right there, coming right up this ridge right here. That one right there fell just a little bit short. Didn't get quite as much in it that I wanted. It didn't hurt us any at all. I just now will have to do it in 2 or 3 flakes to get the same effect as what I could have with the one. So I'm going to come down in here, trim that back a little bit, get rid of that little valley that's in there, and strengthen this back up just a little bit. And that was what I got into there, is I didn't have that little valley strengthened out quite enough, and it hit that little valley and the flake just broke off. Now then, there was the flake we were after originally. Right there. Now we'll come up here and take this one in the middle. Now we'll take this one right here, this last one, and blend that one in. these little flakes in here, those are actually, those will pop on out of there. We aren't too worried about those. Those will clean up with the flakes coming off that side.